Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another episode of Sorvent's non-meta tournament number 6. And today we have the finals match. So this is probably going to be the only match that I feature from the 6th tournament. However, if you guys do want to see some of the other matches from the Swiss rounds of the tournament, let me know in the comments below. So up at the top we have T Cave Bear and he is playing Prank Kids, and down at the bottom we have Baloney who is on Formula Athletes, or FA as they are abbreviated. So I didn't see who won the die roll there, but it looks like Baloney is going to be first. I assume he won the die roll then, because obviously I don't think you want to play through a Battle Butler board. So if you really quick, if you are unfamiliar with non-meta tournaments, they're basically just tournaments with the majority of meta decks and cards hit to promote more of a healthier rogue format for other decks to thrive. So basically that's like the whole idea. So looks like he's going to start off with an Ice Spell, which is really crazy because he can basically make a one-card synchro, not synchro, it is a one-card synchro, but I mean a one-card Crystal Wing. I was gonna say Synchro Wing, which is not what the card is called. So synchroing obviously off the Ice Bell, Glass Bell into a copy of Winter Bell. That's a little interesting. A lot of the times when you are playing the Wind Witch engine, at least in 2021, I guess now, usually play the Ignister synchro, which is like a really good synchro to get another removal piece. But looks like he's opting to go for the damage here, which is a little interesting. And obviously one card Synchro, or one card Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and then setting the 2 copies of Dead Heat, which is a pretty interesting card. We're going to go ahead and give this a read here. So if an opponent's monster declares an attack, a direct attack, you special summon an FA monster from your deck, and you can only use it once per turn. So once per battle, if your FA monster battles an opponent's monster, you can have both players roll a 6-sided die. If your result is higher, increase the level of your battling monster by 4. So that's pretty interesting. So if you are unaware of how FA works, basically they gain, I think it's like 300 or 400 attack. I believe it's 300 attack for each level that they have. And so increasing its level by 4 is pretty substantial, getting up to 1200. So if your result is lower, you destroy your battling monster, and if it's a tie, both players roll again. So that's pretty interesting. FA Test Run is actually a really good card as well. This is kind of like a, I'm not sure exactly a good comparison to this card, but basically you just change an FA monster's battle position and then pop a card on the field. So the most notable thing about this is that you can destroy your own cards, which can come up to destroy your field spells, so that is pretty important. And then I believe that most of the FA cards do have a graveyard effect, such as this one. Banish it from your graveyard, target a face-up card you control and destroy it. So this can also do a lot of stuff, and then if you do, you can summon an FA monster from your deck. So it's kind of like a Zodiac barrage in that sense. So he's going to start off with a Prank Kids place, and that's going to search him for any Prank Kids monster, searching for Dropsies here. Normally Dropsies, and linking off into a Meow Meow. You can use the effect of the Dropsies, and it looks like that's just going to be negated by the Crystal Wing. That makes a lot of sense. But the 1-for-1 can actually come down here, which is pretty nice. He's off of Dropsies for the rest of the turn since this is a use effect. So I think that he should be able to just use maybe 1-for-1. It looks like he's actually going to opt to go for Prank Kid's Place. Maybe discarding another copy of Place would be fine. Yeah, or Prank, sorry. Place is the field spell. Linking into the doo-doo, I can't even pronounce this for some reason. But basically, yeah, he's going to get a search and then chain block it with the Place, which is pretty good as well, so he can go ahead and search for a copy of Pandemonium. He doesn't really need the Pandemonium, but it's fine. He's actually going to go ahead and fuse off the Roxy's and the Doodle, which is a little interesting. Usually you don't see the Link monsters being fused. Going for Rocket Ride, that's still fine. That's actually a pretty good option here. Prank Kid's Place is going to, I believe, increase his monster's attack if he fusion summons. Yeah, so it does increase by 500. And then Roxy's effect as well. So he's going to banish this 1-for-1 out of his hand now that it's pretty useless. And then drawing into a copy of Solemn Judgment's pretty good here, actually. Going in for a copy of Fancies is pretty good as well. You can go ahead and use this copy of the Rocket Ride to bring back probably the Link monster. No, he's actually going to go for a Dropsies. I feel like the Link monster also might be a pretty good option here. Yeah, he's going to go for Doodle. And then using Doodle's effect to tribute it to add to. So adding the Pandemonium back to hand and adding a Rocket Ride back to extra deck, that's like okay. I feel like he probably should have like linked off these two and then got the third one. I feel like there's definitely, yeah, there definitely is a way to get into Battle Butler here. I think he did miss it because you can link these two off into the other link two, then use the fan to special the lamp from deck, and then you can use the Doodles effect to add these two back to hand, and then he already had the Pandemonium in hand. So that was a good way to get to Battle Butler. I think he missed it. Unfortunately, I don't think it mattered because like Crystal Wing is already basically like indestructible, so the Battle Butler doesn't do a whole lot here. Unless if he like immediately makes it, but he can't because Pandemonium is, I believe, a once per turn. No, it's not? Okay, I didn't know that. Pandemonium is not once per turn. Fun fact. So he could have made it there and then maybe like crash into the Crystal Wing. Actually, the Crystal Wing would have gained attack, wouldn't it? Yeah. So that's probably not a great idea. But Prince is going to go ahead and shuffle 3 back and draw a card, drawing into the Dropsies, leaving the Meow Meow in the graveyard, which makes sense. I mean, obviously, it's pretty broken. Then he's going to go ahead and... looks like he's ending main phase, so then he's just going to go ahead and trigger the Pandemonium, probably to get into the blue fusion. I don't remember its name. Yep. So Weather Washer. I believe this makes it so they can be like destroyed by battle, and then maybe like don't take damage or something. No, I think I'm thinking of something else. So he's gonna use the place to give his monsters some attack, and also use the fan and drop effect. He's negating the drop, which is fine. He probably should have chain blocked it so the Crystal Wing couldn't negate there, but I don't think it really matters all that much. Then Fan is going to send the plan to graveyard and special lamp from deck. He can also use this copy of the Weather Washer to just tribute it, and then special summon the 2 prank hits from the grave, specialing back the drop and the fan, and I believe they can't be destroyed by battle this turn. So it's going to be kind of hard to out them, but looks like he's just going to, yeah. Oh. Is it say they can't be destroyed by battle? Oh, they can't be destroyed by battle this turn. So yeah, he can just redeclare and then kill the lamp, which is fine. But he still is in a pretty good position because now he can just link these off into a one of like the fusion monsters. But it's still going to be pretty hard to clear this Crystal Wing. But he's just going to immediately normal summon a Dropsies and then just go into a Toad. So that's pretty effective. Although this still can't be destroyed by card effects. So it can like negate the Crystal Wing, but it can't do anything other than that, right? Because like you can't destroy it, so you can't set it to your field. So it's not going to be super effective. So we'll see here. Meow Meow is going to come down, and then the lamp is going to be using its effect. Same thing with the fan. He could have negated there with Crystal Wing. He definitely should have ordered his chain links a little bit differently because I think that was a little fragile. But lamp comes down. Then he links off the Meow and the lamp into a copy of Doodle to get another search. And he is going to go for a Dropsies out of the deck, searching for plan. And then he can go ahead and activate this Pot of Avarice to shuffle back 5. So we're going to see, I'm really curious as to see how he's going to get over this Crystal Wing. Looks like he has a Solemn Warning as well, but none of these cards are going to be dealing with the Crystal Wing. I'm not actually sure how he's going to do it here. So it looks like he's going to fuse off into a Rocket Ride. Use Place and Brock's effect. Probably going to banish this plan out of the hand. Drawing a card. Drawing into another Solemn Judgment. And he's playing a ton of Solemns, it seems. Maybe he's just getting lucky and drawing them, or unlucky, I guess, depending on your viewpoint. Then he's going to bring back 4. Toad is going to attack. Because Crystal Wing is at 2,500, so that is like actually a pretty good out because, like, you know, obviously the plan gave his monster an extra 500, so that's actually pretty effective. Dead Heat is going to be activated here to special summon an FA from the deck, so he's going to chain Solemn Judgment, and then another Dead Heat is probably going to come down. Obviously he can't chain to it, but I think he's going to do it in the next chain, so that's probably what he's going to be doing. He's going to redeclare, and then obviously, yes. He can, yes, it is not a once per turn effect. It looks like is actually pretty good. Well, you can only use this effect of once per turn, but the activation got negated. Yes, I don't know. That seems a little strange. So you can special summon my Fey monster. You can only use this effect once per turn. I think that you actually can't use the Dead Heat here because you're already attempting to use the effect. So yeah, I don't think he can do that, but he's still gonna, I think he's confusing use and activate. If this said activate, yes, you could, but because it says use, I'm pretty sure you can't. So FA Auto Navigator is gonna be hitting the board. And a copy of Toad is going to be used here to tribute the dropsies and negate the effect. He can take the monster, but I mean, there's not really a reason to. And then when it's summoned, you can add a field spell from deck to hand, but obviously that's not going to happen. So 2,500 is what he's going to be taking. Doodle's going to be adding 2 cards back from the graveyard to the hand. And it looks like he has access to the Battle Butler because he has the Pandemonium and the Fanted Lamp and drop. So he's in a pretty good position here. So he's just going to go ahead and pass his turn. Also, having like the Solemn Warning and the Solemn Judgment set, like he's in such a good position. So he's going to be in a really good spot, especially because like this Humongous can come down over the Toad, but then like, sure, like that's fine because then he could use Toad's effect here, but it looks like he's not going to. Solemn Warning coming down on the normal summon, just paying 2,000 life points. And you're basically just like losing here because then at the end of main 1, he's just going to fuse off into the copy of the Battle Butler, getting his monsters, and obviously that's going to be the end of game 1. So actually quite a long game number 1, at least longer than I expected. But moving into game number 2, looks like he draws the 1-of Speedroid Terrortop. So that's actually pretty good. Searching for the Takaton board, special summoning into the field. Is he going to make Totem Bird? That's pretty interesting. No, he's just going to synchro off into, or not synchro, link off into a Shining Star GT. So I think that this card isn't that great, but alright, whatever. FA Auto Navigator is going to be coming down as well. Actually, Takatomborg, now I'm thinking about it, is actually a pretty good card since, sure, it locks you into wins, but it's also a machine and it's a free extender. So that's pretty good. So this gains attack equal to the total levels of all FA monsters this card points to. That's like alright. And neither player takes any battle damage involving this card. Sure. Each time an FA spell trap card is activated, you place an athlete counter, and then when your opponent activates a monster effect, remove the athlete counter, negate the activation if you destroy it. Okay, so that's like a pretty good, like, actually effect negation. I didn't realize that it actually had a FA a negation, so that's pretty cool. UA Hyper Stadium, which is always treated as an FA card. I believe this is a card that was released in the most recent set, not Blazing Vortex because that hasn't released yet, but in the previous set, I can't remember the name right now, but it's a UA or FA card, so you could add a UA or FA from your deck to your hand, and then you can, or the field spell. I think that's it. Or I'm not actually sure if UA Stadium is a field spell. It's probably not the field spell. Reveal 1 field spell in your hand and pay 1,000 life points, and then normal summon again this turn. Okay, pretty interesting. Harpy's Feather Duster comes down, destroying the back row and the field spell again. This is kind of like an interesting choice because, like, obviously all the field spells float, which is kind of weird. So maybe that isn't like the best side option, but I mean, it does get rid of the dead heat, which is like kind of an issue. Bushido comes down, that's going to be linked off into Monk at the Tenyi. So this is a pretty cool, like, tech, I guess. It's very reminiscent of, like, Dynamax Pinkertops, for me at least. Because you can just, basically just bait out a negate here, because he can just target this Shining Star. And then he's basically forced to, like, chain the effect to keep it on the field, so, yeah. Roxy's comes down, and he's going to be linking that off into a Meow Meow Mew. And then he's going to be using Roxy's effect to banish the 1-for-1, drawing a card, and summon the Prankins Fancies from the deck, linking off into a Doodle, using Fancies, Fancies, and Doodle's effect to search for the lamp, or special the lamp, and then search for the place. Place is probably going to get a search here as well. So we can start chain blocking as well. So normal summoning, or grabbing the drop. I think he already normal summoned this turn, so I don't know what I'm saying there. But Pandemonium is going to fuse the drop and the lamp on the field. And then he's going to obviously get the effect of place as well. After he summons his fusion monster. I think he just forgot to summon it for some reason. There we go, it comes down. And then they all gain 500, which is pretty good. He can just swing over this Auto Navigator. If he kills the Navigator first, then the Shining Star GT is going to be at 0, so that's going to be pretty nice. I think... he's just going to be taking 25, and then he's just going to be taking the 3,000. Or I guess it's 4,000, isn't it? Might be. Is it not more than that? Because this should be... He should have attacked with both, I thought. Unless I'm missing something. Oh, neither player takes battle damage involving... That's what it was. That makes sense. So then the Doodles effect is going to add back 2 of them from the grave. I think... I'm not sure if he could have got... Oh, it looks like Rocket Right's going to bring him back anyways. I was wondering if he can find a way to get to the fusion, but it looks like he doesn't have to do that. setting 2 cards being the Plan and the Pandemonium, I think he's just going to go ahead and probably pass his turn. Pranks is going to go ahead and get him a free draw here, because why not? And yeah, he passes his turn. So Downforce is a pretty interesting card as well. So you increase a FA monster's level by 2, which is actually pretty relevant. And then you can banish it from the graveyard and then increase its level by 2 as well. So it's like, it does increase your level. And if you don't know, like King on Mach, while it's level 7 or higher, it's literally like Dark Law. So that's pretty cool. So Pandemonium is going to be coming down, and that's probably going to be fusing 3 of the little ones. And he's going to be chaining, I guess, Downforce, which is kind of interesting. But so it looks like they all get banished because his level also gains 1 each time a FA Spell Trap card is activated. So it goes chain 1, 2, 3. This gains a level, gains 2 levels, and then they all get banished when he fuses for Battle Butler. So I believe he can't use the effects because they all have to be sent to the graveyard. Yes, it says if this card is sent to the graveyard as material for a fusion or link summon of a Prank Kid. So pretty unfortunate. Place is going to be used here. It looks like he's just going to scoop it up here, which makes a lot of sense because obviously like Battle Butler just clears his board. Then he's out of like a, he's basically out of the duel at this point because then he can just attack with the 3000 and the 1000 on the next turn. Even if he Humongouses here, I think that's still going to be what, like 20. Yeah, that's going to be like 3,400, and then the Roxy's can obviously switch to attack as well, so that's 49. So unfortunate for him. That's going to do it for today's video. Kind of a pretty big 2-0 sweep for TK Bear's perspective. So unfortunately, we didn't get to really see a whole lot of what the FA deck can do. So that's a little unfortunate, but hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be showcasing the deck profiles of these tomorrow and hopefully the following day as well. So that is the idea. And if you are interested in playing in these tournaments, join the Discord link in the description below. We're going to be starting one hopefully within the next like 2 weeks. So that is going to be the idea. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the deck profile.